What's going on, guys? Glock Guy 226 here. Today we are down here with the BCM. Gonna take a quick look at this thing. It's been a while since I have talked about the BCM, how it's been running for me, and I've had quite a few people asking questions about it. So I decided to do a little pretty much update video on this thing. I have changed a couple things since you guys have seen it last, and more or less just want to talk about how it's been running for me. So let's go ahead and safety check this thing before we get too into it. And just real quick, I have had probably about 2 or 3 guys comment, why do you safety check your guns? That's stupid. It's just a habit I've gotten into watching other YouTubers do it over the years. I don't think it's a bad thing to do. I don't think it hurts anybody. I know it necessarily doesn't have to be done, but it's just something I do, and it's a habit I've gotten into. So if it does offend you, I'm sorry, but it's just something I do. So anyways, guys, this is my Bcm Recce 14. If you guys have not seen it yet, I do have a couple videos out there talking about this rifle when I first got it, range trips, stuff like that. But this thing has ran great. I absolutely have zero complaints about anything with this rifle, to be completely honest. Like I said, Recce 14, this has the mid-length gas system. A lot of guys prefer the Recce 16, which if the 16 and the 14 were sitting right next to each other when I went to buy this, I probably would have got the 16. But this is one of those things that you just don't see in local gun shops a whole lot. And I had to drive an hour away to get it. I stopped by a gun shop up in Indianapolis when I was working up that way. Happened to see this thing, and I thought, I gotta have that. So about a week later, I went back up there with the money, picked it up. I had to sell some other stuff to fund this, but all in all, I'm really glad that I did. Now, this is basically completely stock as far as the rifle goes. I did put some accessories on it, as you can see, as far as optics, lights, flip-up iron sights, little stuff like that. But most of this rifle is bone stock. So if you guys haven't seen my other videos, I will do a quick rundown on the actual rifle and its parts. Back here, we start off with the Bcm Gunfighter stock, and at first I wasn't sure how I was going to like that, but all in all, I really do like the overall size of this thing, and it has been really comfortable. As far as movement, there's really not a whole lot of play at all, so I have nothing to complain about there. Staked castle nut, which is an absolute must on a battle rifle, came with the QD end plate, which was really cool. I've always ran my slings in my stock with a QD socket, but I really am liking the QD end plate. I thought I'd give that a try, and I really do like it. Bcm Gunfighter charging handle. As far as flip-up iron sights, these are Midwest Industries rear and front, and I really like these things. I picked them up used off of an online deal. I just really hated to pay such an expensive price for flip-up irons, but at the same time, I just didn't want to cut any corners with this rifle, so I'm glad I did. Now, as far as the bolt carrier group goes, it is a Bcm bolt carrier group. You're really not going to get a whole lot better than a Bcm bolt carrier group. You can do some digging on that yourselves, but if you don't know about Bcm bolt carrier groups, they're absolutely great. As far as the trigger, this is a Bcm PNT trigger, nickel boron coated. Very, very nice trigger, guys. I really, really enjoy this trigger. It's more or less tuned to be a mil-spec trigger, just kind of fine-tuned to have a little bit smoother of a pull, a little bit lighter of a weight, but all in all, I really don't see a need to mess with the trigger. Now, this Bcm grip here, this is one of these grips that, kind of like the Magpul K2s, that I really wasn't sure I was going to like the angle on this grip compared to a normal AR-15 grip. But, tell you the truth, after shooting this thing quite a bit, I absolutely love the angle of this grip. I was going to end up putting a regular AR-15 style grip on here, but I really do like the angle of this grip after running it, guys, so this is something that I'll definitely leave alone. Now, I did put some K&S anti-rotation pins on here since you guys have seen this rifle last. It was just one of those upgrades that it doesn't cost a whole lot to do. Pretty much, it may be overkill to put anti-rotation pins in your rifle, but actually I had a Spikes build that was a very, very nice rifle. Actually had one of my pins walk out before while shooting. Now, that was just at the range. It really wasn't a big deal. I was able to fix it on the spot, but ever since then I just really like to run anti-rotation pins. and on a build like this, or a rifle like this rather, I really thought, you know, why not? Why stop there? So the optic we are running on here is an Aimpoint H1. This is sitting on a Daniel Defense mount. It's an Aimpoint Micro. What else can you really say? It's been a great optic. It'll probably continue to be a great optic, even though I'm kind of leaning towards getting a magnified optic for this rifle, maybe a 1:6. I'm not sure yet. We'll see where that goes, but as for now, this thing has served me really good. So now this rifle comes with the Bcm Kmr Rail, and this is a Keymod system rail. Very, very lightweight, very, very thin. I really love the ergonomics of this rail. And I have had a few people say some stuff about the Keymod system itself. I've never ran M-LOK, and from what I know, M-LOK probably is a superior system to Keymod, but I've had absolutely no trouble with it. I've had some guys say, take that Keymod off there and go get an M-LOK rail. Dude, I mean, I've really had no issues whatsoever with any of my Keymod attachments. Now, I always Loctite everything, make sure it's tight. And like I said, until I have an issue with any of these Keymod accessories or Keymod in general, I really don't see a need to go change a rail, especially the Bcm Kmr. Now, I put some Bcm Keymod rail panels on here, and these things are great. If you guys can see how thin those are, and I just absolutely love that. It's just been one of those things I can't stand, is a thick rail. And just like this Bcm Kmr grip on here, I've never ever cared for the angled foregrips or vertical foregrip. I just like to have a thin, nice, lightweight rail. And this Bcm Kmr on here just really helps my hand fall into place. It's not putting any bulk in the palm of my hand. I just get pure rail, but it also helps me keep my hand exactly where I want it. So I have the Streamlight Protac Rail Mount 2, or actually, yep, sorry guys, I'm getting confused here. It's the Streamlight Protac Rail Mount 2. It's just such a long name for a light. And then we have the pressure pad for it mounted up top here, which gives me the perfect angle. When I'm just shooting regular at the range, running this thing, I keep my thumb in this little nook right here, or on the actual rail cover, and if I ever do need to access the light, that pressure pad's right there for momentary on and off. So overall guys, this thing's been a great setup. Bcm, I think this is the Mod 0 comp, and it's pinned and welded on there, and I have no complaints with it whatsoever. Handles recoil very, very well, just like, AR-15s aren't very bad when it comes to recoil, but there are compensators out there that really do help that recoil out a lot. And this Bcm comp has been great. I absolutely have no complaints with it whatsoever. So, getting into how this thing's been running. Right now, I have probably around 1,100 rounds, give or take. I know it's over 1,000 for sure, but I really don't think it's over 1,100. No problems whatsoever. I haven't had one malfunction, one failure to feed, failure to eject. This thing has just been great. Now, I do run mainly brass in here, but I have ran quite a bit of steel also. I'd say probably upwards of 250 to 300 rounds of steel. I like to know my rifles can do it, and as long as you're keeping your rifle lubed up, keep it wet, shoot some CLP in there, you're really not going to have a problem, guys. Now, I have had some ARs where I've had stuck cases with steel. That polymer in there getting hot, the polymer-coated steel getting hot, and, I had to get a dowel rod and knock that out of there. But haven't had any trouble with this rifle whatsoever, and this was one of those rifles for me that I've built ARs, nice ARs, I've built budget ARs, I've bought multiple stock ARs, and I've had a lot of nice rifles, and I'm not saying by any means you can't get a nice rifle out of a budget build, out of a stock build, but I just really wanted to get something that was completely squared away from the factory. I didn't have to do a whole lot to it, and yes, BCM's expensive, but they're also a well-proven name. Say I were to go buy a $800 AR, me being me, I would want to, let's get rid of that rail and get something more comfortable, something more lightweight, and the list would just go on and on, guys. So I figured, why not buy a stock rifle that had everything I wanted in it, throw an optic, backup sights, and a light on it, and be good to go. And with this rifle, that's exactly what I did. I really don't have any, I really don't see the need to change anything else on here. And I just wanted a completely squared away AR-15 that I did not have to second guess at all. And with this rifle, I think that's exactly what I got. So I'm going to roll in some footage of me running this thing. Nothing special, just out at the range, plinking around. And, I thought I would just give you guys an update on the BCM. If you guys have any further questions on it, please leave it down in the comments below or send me a message. So I hope you guys have a good day. Please like this video, sub to the channel if you haven't already, guys. Have a good night.